yes. Hello, thank you, welcome. Yes, yes. 36 years we've been doing this shit here, laddie. Yes. See, we've been doing quite a good job, wouldn't you now, laddie? 36 fucking years on this fucking planet, this fucking hard rock of a motherfucker. This round bitch. Yeah, pretty exciting. Hard to believe. I'm not going to say I'm not one of those people that say, "Wow, I'm surprised I made it this long." No, I always knew no matter what. Unless somebody just fucking straight murders me, that I'm pretty good. I can roll with the punches. I can get shit done. I keep moving. I did forget my fucking lighter though, real quick. So hold on. But yeah, life is good. 36 motherfucking years. Happy birthday to me. You. So yeah, we're chilling. We're having a good time. Nothing too crazy today. I used to do this every year, just kind of reflect on some thoughts, and I was like, wow, not too much changes year to year to year to year. Um, so then I was like, well, every 5 years, I do it every 10 years, just a little reflection, little documentation. I've actually lost a lot of that footage, unless maybe I could recover it from one of these old one of these old fucking hard drives that are sitting in one of these van shoeboxes. Maybe might be some old footage worth digging up someday. But yeah, kind of cool. Still tattooing. Took some time off. Um, years ago now. It's been 5 years or so since I decided to take the hiatus. I'm now 2 years back in, and oddly enough, come back better than ever. Didn't do a tattoo for many years, and just decided that I was done with it. I committed, 90% of my life doing tattoos. I've known I wanted to do tattoos since I was about 5 or 6 years old. Always, have just been in love with art and drawing. And as soon as I discovered that you could put art on skin and it can't get ruined, can't get stolen, can't get lost, I was hooked. I was obsessed. That's the only thing I wanted to do, is figure out how I could become good enough that I could then put my artwork on people. And not only would it stay there forever, they get to carry it around, get to take it with them, but this shit is outliving me at this point for sure. Um, so pretty cool. It used to just be like I was young and just tattooing a bunch of old heads. Now I'm the old head and I'm tattooing a bunch of young people and old people alike. All walks of life get tattooed now, which is the most exciting thing about the journey. Is that it used to still have a stigmatism. When I was obsessed and when I was in the industry early on, and then for most of my career. In the beginning, there was still a stigmatism, even just the local area didn't like a tattoo shop in town, and then things started to relax a lot. So, pretty exciting that we're at this part of it to where, it's completely socially acceptable in just about every profession now. And it doesn't really matter where you come from, what your beliefs are, what your job is. It's just one of those things, people bond through art and through tattoos, and it's just like a little club. We're colored people. We've been marked. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. That it just continues to grow, and I still find myself continuing to progress, and to end up in a relationship with someone who's equally just inspired and motivated to do something cool and to be creative, and just like I said, you put a lot out there when you take something you created or designed, even if it was somebody else's idea entirely. When you take it and put it on them, and you give it to them in a permanent sense, it's a completely different ball game. And to share that with somebody is pretty cool. And then to allow a family to be a part of it as well. Like the children and everything can even like be there all day. It's just something that just early on dreaming about that, being a tattoo artist, it was never even something I considered, never even something I thought was possible to be able to hold down a relationship, a family, and everything, and just kind of be full time at everything all at once. But I'm a bit of a juggler, you would say. Not in the physical sense, but boy, I can juggle a lot of tasks and a lot of skills. I'm highly efficient. So, so it's been a lot of fucking fun. It's been good. I consider myself getting younger and better and faster and smarter every year. So, the number is just the number, and we're killing it. We're feeling good. Uh, even if it's like 4 days out of 5, you're pulling your hair out and you're on the verge of collapse. It's you're riding the wave, hanging 10. And in the words of the great Benjamin Franklin, we either hang together. Well, I think the actual quote is, if we don't hang together, we will certainly hang separately. So, little history lesson there, Heard that, I don't know where I heard that. Probably some rabbit hole I was down. But I believe you can fact check me on that. That is a Benjamin Franklin direct quote. And thought it was quite great. I think it was in regards to, the formatting of like the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. And I believe what I was watching is actually about the Freemasons. Definitely a good watch. If I can remember it or dig through my YouTube history, I will find that actually and maybe drop a link down. If this does see the light of day, because you just never know. Sometimes you post something and it's like, you know what, I just needed to kind of get it out, because like this whole thing, the whole podcast and the whole shit is really just therapeutic, just to kind of just get some shit out. Sometimes I just come up here and just fucking just ramble on and just kind of get some stuff out, and just kind of relieve some pressure. And might not record it, might not post it, might not be anything. It's just one of those things. Like, and I think even just having the conversations across the table is super cool, and can't wait to get back to it full time. This is like the hardest time of year for everybody, going through Christmas. We're like 20 days out, so it's just been absolute madness trying to just juggle everything. So not trying to take anybody's time from their family, is not bugging too many people, to come sit down. But I've got a list. I've got a short list for people that I think that would be down, absolutely. And then I've got another little bit longer short list that are just people that I would like to ask that I'm not quite sure, if they would be receptive to it or not. It's kind of a weird thing, especially like, I mean, we're not like in the city to where you see a lot of people doing this stuff and producing their own media and things like that. So like when you approach somebody kind of in this local area, you're like, oh yeah, we do a podcast and we like to just sit down and have conversations about cool shit, weird shit, scary shit, fun shit, don't matter. We just like shit. So it's fun to just kind of sit down and talk to people, especially like if you could detach the phones from it, because nowadays most people don't go 3 minutes without their phone. So I mean, like if you can literally commit somebody to sit down even for an hour, 2 hours, and just kind of bullshit, just talk about some stuff without being distracted with social media and the phones and stuff, like it's pretty cool, for the first you know few hours of it, it's like it's just fun, but then you realize that actually, you're gaining something from it too. So it's pretty cool. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a good ride. This isn't something that I ever really seen becoming a big thing, but I've always been into media. I've always filmed and produced media and footage and things like that. Always had experience with productions and just anything that could be considered audio, video. Huge nerd when it comes to tech. So I've always been interested in this side of it. Never so much with the sound, more with video and of course visual arts and things like that. But yeah, it's super cool now to kind of combine everything. So like design and draw the graphics and edit the footage and learning a lot about setting up audio and things like that. So it's been fucking really cool. It's been a lot of fun. Just getting everything ready and getting everything proper, because that's the big thing is I want to make sure that it's absolutely fluent. When we do have someone come up here to actually record what I would consider a legit podcast, a real one, to have a real conversation and not just to be a test. um, I want to just make sure that the spot is on point, as it should be. Looking good, feeling good. Absolutely fucking freezing up here. I actually don't have shoes on right now, so it's even more cold. The heater's over there, and I'm not desperate enough to fucking move it. So yeah, we're just doing it, man. Like trying to still work at the comedy and stuff, and we've always been interested in doing like funny skits and funny videos, and that was even pre-internet, even before that was like a social trend. um, I would say even like pre-Jackass, we were out filming, which I guess that's actually true, because pre-Jackass, if you're in my age bracket, CKY is kind of, I guess, like where it was all inspired, as far as just that kind of crazy antics and just film everything as content, and of course Krusty Demons of Dirt, which Flesh Wound Films put out for decades, that literally probably um, had a probably more strong influence on me than anything, just because of my relationship with my brother, and that's what world he lived in, freestyle motocross and things like that. And that's where I got my come up as far as filming and producing videos and action sports and that kind of shit. So I mean, it's been a long wild ride, but we've been kind of dipping in and out of all this stuff forever. So I mean, like it's a way to kind of put it all together. You know, we got the audio and the visual, and we got the fucking smarts, and we got the fucking Pop Tarts, and we can do it all. You know, so I'm trying to dig out a little bit of the comedy and kind of turn that into something. Um, maybe that we could turn into a local event or something that would be cool for other people because it's starting to kind of make a comeback. You know, it was a big deal, like in our parents' era. You know, you had some really great stand-up comedians and stuff, and then it kind of took a fall off. And then, of course, this whole liberal woke agenda where everybody's offended by what you say. It's like that really took a fucking real hard shot at comedy, and we're in the revival now for sure, to where things are getting a little bit more relaxed. So hopefully, like we can do something like that. But it all comes down to time. Only got two hands. Only got 24 hours. I have a lot of help. But it's a lot to manage, a lot to juggle. So it's been a lot of fun, but it's been equally as stressful. You know, but wouldn't honestly trade it for a motherfucking thing. Wouldn't change anything. That's my mother. I've been nice to get my mother on the horn, get my mother on the podcast. You want to hear some motherfucking? You want to hear some stories? She remembers them all. Um, but yeah, that's not too much. This is just a checkpoint, I guess. We might run this into something else. Maybe me and Laura will sit down and have a conversation a little bit later. 36 years on this planet. We're here. We're still alive. We're still kicking as far as we know. We're semi-healthy. Uh, Fast food fucking diet. Absolute fucking caffeine powered, fueled, solar powered, tattoo driven. So we're here. We're fucking head of the fucking train, locomotive, full speed ahead, full steam ahead down the fucking tracks, and we ain't stopping anytime soon. We've got tons more shit to do, lots more ideas to fucking produce, and here we are. Here's another 36 years. What would that be? 72. When we're fucking 72, we're still gonna be kicking it. Maybe by then I could do a decent fucking tabletop or a fucking turn down or an X up. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I also ride BMX. And if you need anything about BMX or for BMX or blah, 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 go to thesourcebmx.com, which is an unofficial, unsanctioned, unapproved sponsor of this podcast. And we thank you for your support, your continued support. And I suggest you go follow our BMX on YouTube and check out the Unclicked podcast. It is quite informative. However, 36 years, been riding BMX for most of them. It's shit ass winter out right now. We're on the East Coast, so there's no riding anytime soon, but we still think about it every day, still planning out spots, still planning out an edit. Again, tons of ideas, tons of stuff's on a back burner. I've got edits in the work, and I've got document. Why do I always want to fucking say documentaries? We've got documentaries on the table. Some things we're working on. We're working on a book. We got all kinds of shit going on. So I mean, it's just been a lot, like I said, to manage multiple times, and like we're just trying to produce it all at the highest quality content and the highest quality that we can. We try not to, we try not to compromise the quality by just being, eager to put shit out, which I am every day. So thankfully, I have multiple outlets. That this isn't the only one, because when I can't get up here and do a podcast or I don't have a guest, I'm very antsy, So can't ride, can't podcast. So thankfully, I can still draw and tattoo, and that does help, and it pays the fucking bills. So it's quite effective. So we'll keep doing it. Just stay tuned, stick in, put your car in park. We're doing it, and we're gonna keep doing it. So if anybody does watch this, does see this, go ahead and fucking subscribe. I think liking the video is still a thing. Check us out on YouTube. We're going to be starting to put out more content, I promise. Just keep chugging along. Keep doing it. We out, motherfucker.